person. I gotta share this around, get it going. See what they got to announce, bro. I'm a little behind, I ain't gonna lie.
The others, they were taken to the tower.
This look good already, bro. Like, if you know, bro. Like, Oblivion, them graphics was not it. Like, going back to it, was not it. At the time, it was probably great. I didn't play it at the time when it came out. I was playing other things. That looks
Take with you my blessings and the hope
crazy
of the
already.
Empire. Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
I always wanted to play Oblivion. I've never played Oblivion. I've played Skyrim, you know, I've played Elder Scrolls Online. So I'm like, I'm not like a true
Here we are 20 years later.
fan, but I love Skyrim when it came out. Man, hours I put into that.
When you think about the Elder Scrolls,
Odd Howard.
to us it goes beyond
Just works.
game franchise.
Yeah, it's the DNA of Bethesda Game Studios.
Obviously, we're working on the 6th chapter here, but what's great about the Elder Scrolls is being able to look back at all of the chapters.
Look at that.
Skyrim,
You know what I'm saying?
Oblivion,
Like,
Morrowind,
that's what it looked
Daggerfall,
like.
Arena, and each of them
that real
try to
dreamy
define
ghost tracing
role-playing
kind of
games
graphics.
and open-world games for their
Look at that.
generation.
Fans got so connected with the worlds we've made and the
milky-ass
stories we're
graphics.
telling, and it's really amazing.
Oblivion was a real defining moment in the series and for how we make games as a studio. I think when it comes to a remaster, we want people to feel the way they did then, but it's still a game of its time. You want to keep those bones
That's
in
what I'm saying,
place.
it's a
You
time,
want
you know,
some of that
timepiece.
old charm.
Coming back to Oblivion now with this tremendous visual update is absolutely amazing. It's the world I remember, but better.
There's so much there, both for the Elder Scrolls world and also this evolution of our games, I think is really, really important for people to take a look back at.
Looking back and seeing everything we've accomplished in the past 20 years and working with these people, like, it's really special.
Yeah, there are still quite a few people that I've worked with for that long, and it sort of gave me the warm fuzzies.
Oh my God, it's been 20 years?
Let's hope the execution of it is right.
I
You
think
know what I'm
the thing
saying?
that
Like,
gets me
'cause
the most
all these
is the
studios be
music.
doing these
Like
remasters.
when you hear that music at
bring
the main
these
menu,
games
there's
back and
just
stuff,
like,
and then the execution is horrible. Like,
there's this
glitchy
like
and
flood of nostalgia.
Oblivion is the beginning of who I am. As an individual, as a game developer, it all starts with it.
I don't even think it took me till release to realize how big this was.
People loved it. Like, they loved it.
Such a key moment in our history of making games and the evolution of how we build these worlds, and having players be able to come back and experience that is really amazing. We had that really special moment of coming out into the world for the first time, what that meant to this game.
Every time we think about Oblivion, it's, what if we could give that moment to everybody again?
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
Whether you're reliving these moments or experiencing them for the first time, the world of Oblivion Remastered immediately looks and feels incredible. When we decided to remaster Oblivion, we were really picky about finding the right partner. From the very beginning of this project, we had one rule. We weren't going to do this if we weren't going to be able to do it right. Our partners at Virtuous went above and beyond to bring our vision to life. The care and love they've poured into the Oblivion Remaster has been absolutely breathtaking.
Welcome to Paris, and welcome to Virtuous. Our team here has been hard at work delivering the best remastered Oblivion experience possible.
I can hear it, but
we've worked with Bethesda Game Studios on other projects in the past,
I'm trying to
so we know what makes that team and their games special.
A desktop instead of mine. Oh, got him.
We wanted to make the remaster more friendly to gamers with modern hardware. This is Oblivion in its most complete form.
I might have to show y'all some clips of like the game used
About time someone got here. Huzzah!
Those familiar with only some Elder Scrolls lore will now be able to experience the events that set the stage for Skyrim. You embark on an epic journey to stop the Mythic Dawn cult.
The time of cleansing draws nigh.
From unleashing the Daedric Prince of Destruction.
What was the Oblivion Crisis? What happened to the previous Emperor of Cyrodiil? Why are there only 8 divines instead of 9? In addition to the core game, the remaster contains all add-ons, including story expansions, Shivering Isles, and Knights of the Nine, so you get the full experience.
On a personal level, it was really important to me to ensure that we're preserving the magic of the original experience. At the end of the day, we're all fans too.
This is a dream project for me, right? I'm a fan. I have been always a fan.
Well, I played Oblivion for perhaps 10,000 hours.
Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game, and it was one of the games that made me want to be a game developer.
The best way to describe it would be to call it a love letter.
You will find your own path, but there will be blood and death before the end.
The technology we used to create the original was cutting edge at the time, but tools have come a long way since then.
Man, it's like Elder Scrolls Online.
The original Oblivion is still the heart and soul of the remaster, but we use Unreal Engine 5 to help achieve all our visual goals. We think of the Oblivion game engine as the brain and Unreal 5 as the body. The brain drives all the world logic and gameplay, and the body brings to life the experience that players have loved for almost 20 years.
I know this also means
But it's not just about pure fidelity.
Elder Scrolls 6 ain't coming out.
We knew we had to preserve
5
the
to 6
distinct
years.
style, making it as uniquely Oblivion as possible.
The brush opens a portal into the painting. You're
They
stuck
could have made
here
it
like I
2012
am.
again and dropped the Elder Scrolls. You know what I'm saying? Instead
A
of
wonderful place. Good for a
just
visit.
dropping this. You know, they should have dropped this a few years ago. They could have been like
Eternity.
Skyrim coming out, breaking records. GTA
We've
came out,
leveraged nearly
broke
every
records.
major feature from the latest version of Unreal 5.
Our goal was to push the visuals to the next level using the latest technologies. We created brand new, highly detailed character models and stunning landscapes that use millions of polygons in each asset, allowing us a truly impressive level of detail in the world. Every single asset in this game was completely redesigned and handcrafted from scratch. We implemented an advanced real-time lighting system that accurately simulates how light interacts with the environment. This results in more realistic lighting and atmospheric effects.
Seeming like
While
a
the
love
original
letter,
game
like
had
they
limited
said.
dynamic
Seeming
shadows,
like they put a lot of love
now
into it.
the entire world reacts naturally to light.
Wow, bro.
We used an incredible new lip sync technology that really enhanced performance in our characters.
He left us a warning. Heed it.
And Real Tools helped us create the base mesh of our characters. From there, our artists sculpt each race individually to adapt it to the mesh, allowing us to share the model, rig, and textures. As a result, all races, including Argonians, Orcs, and Khajiits, are built on the same base mesh, making the lip sync system more effective even when the characters have very different facial features.
Welcome to the guild.
We have access to so many modern rendering features. You'll see them in something as simple as running through a forest. Insects flying around, fish swimming in the water, light filtering through the leaves. Thanks to these technological advances, you feel even more immersed in this living, breathing world. You'll really believe you're in Cyrodiil.
I believe you can handle a more complicated assignment. I would like you to retrieve a carved panel from the central chamber of the High Fane.
It's not just visuals that we've modernized in the remaster. It's gameplay.
I was wondering that because gameplay was cool, but it was, you know, I
It's
feel like
UI
Bethesda's
and
in their
UX.
infant stages. They're making it.
It's audio. We've updated features and systems across the board.
We've changed the approach to leveling, which I think will make a lot of people happy. It's inspired by the leveling systems of both Oblivion and Skyrim, so it's the best of both worlds.
There was some crazy exploits immediately as soon as we started the game.
We were able to fully recreate the character models, creating a physicality that feels more human. You see that in places like combat animations, where there's a lot more separation between the upper and lower body, and all the animations have more flourish.
The way
Combat
I'm
in
looking
the
at this,
original Oblivion didn't have sound effects, visual effects, or
Unreal
hit
Engine
reactions.
5, this is just giving the,
Now you'll
the
get blood
modders,
splatters,
and they know this.
sparks,
They absolutely know
and
this. They're in
controller
tune with the
feedback.
modding community.
You know, it's a little thing,
They have
but
an
little
Unreal
things
5
add up to
engine
make the combat
of
more
everything
modern
they can use
and engaging.
mod instead of Skyrim over and over, which is cool because you know
There's a
some
proper
amazing
third-person
Skyrim mods.
perspective now. The original had third person, but there was no crosshair,
Also,
and we
no
felt
story.
the experience could be modernized. One of our goals was to have a third-person view that
whatever,
compared
I
to
don't remember the name no
Starfield
more.
in
I
terms of
pre-ordered it and
playability.
played it first day and refunded
Now,
it.
the third-person perspective
was
has all the same control you get from the first-person view.
Not fun at all.
You have my ear, citizen.
When Oblivion first launched,
Greetings. How goes it? How are you?
disk storage limits meant we couldn't have unique voiceovers for all the races. So we've gone back and recorded new lines of dialogue. Each race represented in the game now sounds unique.
Can't stand the sight of those creatures.
We also made sure to keep in all of the quirkier dialogue.
I really like the way they say hello. Sometimes it's so random, and then they just, hi there.
Hi there.
But it's like so nice and creepy at the same time.
Stop. You violated the law. Stop! You violated the law.
Stop, criminal scum.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
He said it.
Cheese for everyone.
Said the title.
Cheese for everyone! We are going to steal one of the Elder Scrolls from the Imperial Palace. You need to find the reading room. The blind priests will deliver a scroll to you there. Do not speak to the priests. They're blindfolded. I've chosen you because you are the best. Good luck.
Stop! You violated the law. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Then pay with your blood!
I wonder when the release date is going to be for this.
As games have developed over the past
I feel like it's
20
the main
years,
question to this.
players have come to expect a certain suite of tools and controls.
Like sprinting. Sprinting is an interesting one because it was such a big debate internally among our teams. Some of us were absolute purists, but ultimately, we decided it's 2025 and people are going to want to sprint. In fact, all of the character locomotion has been completely redone from scratch.
Amazing.
And that has a huge impact from the very beginning of the game.
Every single updated or new feature was implemented with the player in mind. It all comes down to what makes Oblivion, Oblivion. What are those features that just immediately come to mind for players when they think of the game?
The mini-games are the mini-games. Those are so iconic to Oblivion.
Great! How's it go again?
Like lockpicking. You can put a fresh coat of paint on it, but you can't change it too much because it's part of the core experience.
Whether you're returning to Cyrodiil or you're a newcomer,
I'm going to follow you and watch you and worship the ground you walk on.
you will instantly feel at home. It just feels better. We've modernized a lot, but it's still the same incredible adventure and the same carefully handcrafted world.
Well, it's about time. Do you know how long we've been waiting?
Exactly. So what's the release date?
Oblivion is a core part of the story of Bethesda Game Studios. None of what we're surrounded by right now would be
Starfield
here
was the name
if
of that
we
game. That
hadn't
game's ass.
made that game and if it hadn't been the success that it was. The effort that we put into it, the sort of the love that went into it, I think that comes across on the screen.
To have worked on something that people care enough where you're in a position where you can remaster it, it's a privilege.
And now, to help introduce this game to a new generation of players, I feel so lucky.
I really think that people, when they jump back into the remaster, they're going to be shocked at just how good the game looks.
I'm shocked already.
Oblivion gates look absolutely incredible, and I think they're just going to find themselves lost in the world.
Play at it.
Even if it's just the music, for example, just walking around for half an hour
I
in
tried
the
to
world,
start
you
it,
feel
but I never really got past like
something.
the beginning
And
tutorial area.
That's precious.
You're going back to a world that you've been to before, but it's better somehow. Like, it's an intangible thing, but it's like, it's new, it's fun, like it's exciting again.
But it's ultimately the same game. There was a lot of respect for what was before, and I think the fans will appreciate that.
From all of us at Bethesda Game Studios
and Virtuous,
we want to thank you for joining us today. Oblivion has a very special place in my heart, and being able to work on this remaster and bring it to a new generation of players has been an incredible experience. We were too excited to get it in your hands and didn't want to just show it off to you and then make you have to wait. The best part of my job is that I get to be the one to announce that the Oblivion remaster will be available
Right now?
today.
Oh, that's insane, bro. I'm gonna have to get it tomorrow. Oh, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, that's gonna be a series on
I
the
was
channel for sure.
born 87 years ago.
I love that. I love when they do that on announcements. Oh, today, like.
But for all these years, I've never been the ruler
Yeah, they
of my
snap.
own dreams.
I'll start working on that this week.
This is the 27th of Last Seed. The year of Akatosh 433.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
These are the closing days of the Third
I'm gonna
Era
buy it on PC too instead of console.
and the final hours of my life. I have seen the gates of oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
Wow, he really did that today, shit.
This is only the beginning. Worse is yet to come. Looks clear.
A trap! The time of cleansing draws nigh.
Who now will save us from the coming darkness?
Bro, I don't know nothing about the story of this one at all. You know, I don't know nothing about like the meta, like, you know, everybody does stealth archer.
Here you must find your own.
It's probably a thing in this one. You can do that in any other games. Pretty much. You know, one build that you like, that's good. What build I go for. This looks amazing, bro. This is how you do remakes. I really hope it performs well.
And close shut the jaws of oblivion.
2025, most remasters and stuff that come out, you have to wait like a good month or two for updates for it to be running properly. Hopefully this runs right out the gate. Oh, it's on Game Pass. That's huge. I forgot, but I forgot Xbox owns Bethesda. That's on Game Pass, bro. That's insane, bro. Man, what's PlayStation doing? What's PlayStation got? Nathan. That is crazy. Yeah, so I don't even really have to buy it if I want to just play it on a console. But the reason I want it on PC is because, like I said, the modders. Try the mods, like. And now because I'm behind, I can really just fast forward it probably on the gameplay part already.
Kept secret ever? Maybe. Probably. But you just witnessed the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered Direct. That is coming to you
that shit got leaked
today.
like 3 years ago.
Maybe even now. I don't know. We'll have to check after this stream. I'm joined by the wonderful, talented, incredible Wes Johnson. You.
Ah, hi.
And Wes, who do you have here with you?
This is Finn. Oh, yes, he knows his name now. Hello there, Finn. How are you? I mean, for the sake of this, we can call him Barbas if you'd like, but he's a sweetie pie and he wanted to get his time, Mr. DeMille.
That makes sense. I wouldn't, if I had a new puppy, I would totally bring that puppy with me everywhere.
I take him everywhere. You ever heard the Harry Nilsson's puppy song?
No.
He's like, I take my puppy everywhere. Da, da, da.
Well, for you, those of you joining us, either new or from the Direct, we're going to be sharing some gameplay of Wes's old stomping grounds, but newer now with the remastered version.
I can't wait.
So, Wes, for those that do not know you, first, shame on you if you don't, but if you don't, why don't you tell our friends here what role you have done in Oblivion?
In Oblivion, you're going to probably bring some memes back to life.
Can't wait.
So if like you walk out of some place with a fork, I would be there going, "Hold criminal scum! Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Pay with your blood."
Ah, that's epic.
That's a lovely one. The
That's
Imperial Guard
aggressive.
song is out there now, and all sorts of things that people had fun with. Sheogorath, Daedric Prince of Madness, at your service. And I love this because I'll never be able to order a cheese pizza again because people use the soundboard and they call the pizza shops and they're saying, what can I do for you today? Cheese! You want a cheese pizza? I want cheese for everyone! How many would that be, sir? And so I can't call anywhere as Sheogorath to order a pizza because I'll never get it or I'll get it with a lot of spam.
I mean, honestly, you're doing everybody a favor if you do. So.
Yeah,
I mean, in your shirt, it's totally on theme today as well.
Yeah, wearing my Sheo shirt. I've got, and of course, there's, where is it? My Dark Brotherhood pin here. Lucian LeChance of the Dark Brotherhood, dear child.
But it gotta be cool to be a voice actor sometimes.
Dear child, I create them. So yeah, I loved Oblivion. Oblivion to me was, I mean, I've loved all the games. I loved Morrowind. Ah, yes, we've been expecting you. Come right in. I love Skyrim, which is fantastic, but Oblivion to me was where I came out to play. And it was the original, all the races had the same voices. Oh man, there's so much crossbreeding amongst the Imperial Guard, you know, mom, dad, the family reunions were very confusing. But
it's a lot of love.
I know, but I just absolutely loved that game. And as other games came along, and then you got to see Skyrim with its 10th anniversary edition. And when I first put that on the Xbox Series X, oh my God, the visuals
no, I did look good, but
were just
like I said, if you got PC, you've been had some overhauls and stuff like that.
To make Oblivion now have that kind of feel, that kind of look.
I really feel bad for the mod team
graphics
that worked on the Sky Oblivion.
If I walk up to a lady in the middle of one of the
because
towns
they remastered kind of Oblivion in the Skyrim engine.
Does not look like Terry Jones.
So now I don't even know if that came out or not
Monty
yet.
Python.
I know the Fallout London thing came out. But, I got a lot of love from Bethesda.
I love the game. So now people are going to get a chance
sick.
to see it with brand new eyes.
You know, but maybe not.
For people who've only ever played
they got jobs off of that.
This is going to be kind of a revelation.
So when you do like a remaster.
This is the predecessor, so it's taking people back.
Invitations and job offers. And
oh my
like
goodness!
Or
look at that.
GTA might just shut you down with a season.
And this is the mouth to the Shivering Isles. Look at the difference.
GTA is infamous for cease and desist mods that people are enjoying.
The detail on this, not just on the backgrounds, not just every leaf on a tree, but looking at the clothing, at the uniforms that they're wearing. I mean, he's wearing leather. And he's wearing some fur, and you're seeing all the details on every little thing. This guard right here, this guard, people are like, that's so effective. He seems to have this cold out there in the middle of this island where the winds are whipping around, and I had a cold. I was really, really sick that day. But
you didn't have to go that hard into the role, Wes.
I know, I'm method, so method. But look at that. Now, there's the door to the fringe, and inside, what's going to happen? Oh, look at the screens. Even the screens.
What was that, loading screen?
The loading screens look so much sweeter.
Bro, look at the detail in this. It's like so crazy. I feel
Haskell.
Kind of envious of people that played Oblivion a lot back in the day. And now they can come back and enjoy this the way it looks now.
Just like your personality. Hurry up and talk. Oh, look at the detail on Haskell's face. You can really see what living with Shea Gorth has done to him. He looks like Marley's ghost there.
I mean, this is the first time you're seeing the remastered,
This is the first time I've seen any of this. And the detail and the expression on the face, he just looks so weary, so put upon.
Well, it's been almost 20 years, so we've had a lot of ability for technical advancements from there. So
yes, and imagine
and age, I guess.
20 years in the service of Shea Gorth is going to age anybody.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah, you can tell this dude actually enjoyed playing the game.
Little Seinfeld puffy
well as doing the voice acting.
Now, what would you say your favorite role has been for Oblivion, or which character do you feel like you gravitated the most towards?
Well, that's the thing people ask me all the time, who's your favorite character to play this? And that's a Sophie's choice, because you bring a little of yourself to every role you do. You got to bring, these are all like my children. So, I mean, I love Lucian, I love Shea Gorth, I love them all for very different reasons. I remember working with Mark Lampert for this game, and we're doing the same Imperial Guard voice, even the Gray Fox, like capital, but he's still very much the Imperial. But then he gets to Lucy and he goes, this guy's a little different, a little darker, a little more macabre. So I think about it for a second, and I start going into this thing, and in my mind, you try to get an image of who the character is. And for me, he was twisted and gaunt and bent and just insidious.
Does it take you, is it that quick for you sometimes when you get a breakdown of a character?
Sometimes it can, and sometimes I take time. Shea was a different thing. But with Lucian, I had a come here, Bubby. It's okay. With Lucian, the image I had in my mind as I portrayed him at first was completely different from the image of what he ended up looking like. You know, he ended up.
I wonder how many times that happened in voice
this
acting.
Gorgeous guy, you know, and when we're looking at him going, oh my God, he's gorgeous. And he has a heart of darkness, the perfect man. So, but he was so much fun to do. And people say, do you know what happened to him? Spoilers. You just finish your lines. So when I'm playing the game and I get to that point in the game, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm experiencing it as well. And, oh, look at this, the butterflies.
That's crazy.
The breakaway into the Shivering Isles and the butterflies.
That reminds me of the Easter egg in Skyrim where you go into like Alice in Wonderland, the Mad Hatter.
And Haskell's out of there, man. It's quitting time. Look at that. Through the fringe of madness. Yeah, with Sheogorath, I had about a week to prepare. And I was told, we want something a little more stand-up, but we want him to feel dangerous but funny. And they said, maybe something like Robin Williams. And I thought, no, Robin Williams was a bit too cuddly, you know. As Sheogorath, I'll skip rope with your entrails. I don't believe you. So,
admittedly, that would be an interesting thing to see Robin Williams talking about.
I know, but I thought, where could I find my inspiration for this character? And I started thinking about different stand-up comedians who would I find dangerous, that I would love to have a drink with, and laugh and joke, but afraid they might beat me up at the end of the night. And I came up with Billy Connolly, the Scottish comedian.
Oh yes.
But I thought, I can't just do a straight up Billy Connolly. He can be my spirit animal. But it didn't seem, it felt too...
Bro, look at this.
He's not Scottish. And I thought, well, I've got this friend who runs the Irish
Sprint
channel.
Don't even seem like a Skyrim sprint, but at the
him,
same time, you know the memes
he's
of running
from Cork, Ireland.
in Skyrim.
And so there's
Elder
this
Scrolls,
Irish accent.
yeah, the meme of running in Skyrim.
I thought, what if, because he's got mania and dementia, this character can go between an accent fluidly. Like you think he might be Irish, you think then maybe he's Scottish when he gets more manic. But what
I like the
happens
way
when he
that
gets
like he's
deadly
thinking
serious?
about that.
There are a few
Like
moments
just
where it
developing a
drops
character like that.
completely. Why? Because everything else is an affectation. He does what he wishes to do. And so, like the brain pie line, where you'll hear all three separate things. And he's like, and he starts wondering what you're like, perhaps brain pie. Perfect! Care to donate?
That adds an extra layer of terror to his character for sure.
And you just don't know where he's going to land with some of these things. Whether it's friendly, whether it's deadly, whether it's over the top, whether he's crazy mad. I just had to sit there and let that thing flow back and forth. And I think from what I was told later, Todd was listening to it and they weren't expecting that. And so it threw him off a little at first. And then the more he listened to it, the more he was like, oh, no, I like this. I like this. And that's who Sheo became.
And you define the character through multiple games and multiple universes.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to. I love more than anything trying to figure out who a character is, and the Rubik's Cube of their personality and the whole thing.
And I imagine though the character is designed by somebody else, that you get to input a lot of your influence and sort of direction on it, even still.
Well, you have to bring a sense of life to it. Whereas when someone is writing it, they're bringing their sense of life to it, their experience. But you don't know their experience, but you know the circumstances of the character, and you can build something upon the character, and then live in that space, become somewhat that character, which is why every one of them become like children of mine.
I hope you don't become too much.
Oh, no. There are some days. The one I don't want to become the more like is Hermaeus Mora. And
that would also be terrifying, yes.
Yeah, Mel Blanc used to look at the photographs of the characters that he was doing and would base them on that, like Sosia Shergala from Morrowind. I saw him. So every one of the Bretons seemed like an old bald guy with a goatee. But you look at Hermaeus Mora and you're like, 1,000,000 eyeballs and 1,000,000 tentacles. What does that sound like? And, you know, I worked with D.B. Cooper as the director for the ESO. And we had to do some adaptation because he was very slow and ponderous in some of the earlier games. And with clips and lisps and clicks and all this. But I adapted it but kept it the same as well. And the explanation that I come up with, why does he sound a little bit different? Where on Hermaeus Mora do you see a mouth?
I don't even want to know where the mouth is, honestly.
I know. I think you're hearing him telepathically. And just like with every telepathic thing, you may have a better receptor to hear than another character would have.
Yeah, that makes
Some
sense.
people would have a less sensory perception, and so it might be a little more muddled. It might be a little more clicky, might be a little draggy, because that is how your extrasensory perception of their voice is. However, if you're a little stronger and you've got a little bit more going for you in that regard, suddenly it's a little clearer. It's like the difference between the Beatles listening to Helter Skelter on vinyl, then later on CD. Oh, it's so much clearer. Manson was like, I wasn't meant to kill anybody after all. So yeah.
Okay.
That's there. Long answer, but
it's a perfect
I
answer.
love doing it. I love doing it.
And I know you don't have necessarily a
Just
favorite
slip that
character.
joke in there. I don't know if they like that one.
But do you have a favorite line that you've done, or at least like maybe a handful of lines?
I do love the line where, you know, Lucien LeChance does say, "I don't spread rumors, dear child. I create them." And the only thing that bugs me is when Knights of the Nine came in, you're talking to Lucien and you ask him about rumors, and he goes, "I heard there's a prophet down by the..." No! No, Lucien, come on, man.
This is the time to do them. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I do love some of those lines. The cheese line really took off. I mean, the cheese for everyone.
I mean, I got you the sign specifically.
I know. Look at that. Cheese for everyone. It was just a couple of lines in the middle of Oblivion, and it took off and had a life of its own.
I mean, who doesn't love cheese? Though,
Everybody loves
like,
cheese.
If somebody said it to me, I'd be really happy.
Yeah, yeah. I went to Amsterdam with the ESO crew and went to the cheese shop, bought a bunch of cheese and took a picture out there, and everybody was just like, "Well, there he is in his natural habitat. Cheese." And it wasn't enough for everyone. Sorry.
That would have been a lot of cheese. You probably would have made you had to ransack the whole shop.
You got to go through customs.
It's difficult. Nobody wants to deal with that.
Yeah. How much cheese do you think you're going to eat, sir?
Enough.
Enough cheese. Is there ever enough?
There's never enough cheese.
No, we're still in the Shivering Isles, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're going to traipse around the Shivering Isles for a little while.
And look at some of the faces and the hair, so much more defined.
And this is something that does come in the remastered. You get all of the DLC with it, so.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so it's the full package.
So you get Knights of the Nine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pelennor Whitestrake. I was Pelennor, but you know, it's one of the ones that people don't think about. What's the guy's name? Begins with a U.
This was dope.
Lives in a cave. You get the Staffordshire Gorath from him later.
Where are the physical copies? Are they not doing physical copies?
Friends off camera.
I forgot that I'd done the character.
Oh, really?
And I'm playing.
I guess when you do so
game.
many, it probably is just like kind of blurs together unless it's something like really big, right?
some of them really stand out. They're much bigger, but I was the torturer. I was the guy, as a Hermes Columbus, the suicidal guy. Those are all fun roles to play. But I love how the suicidal guy is begging you to kill him, and at the end he's like, "What are you doing?"
What are you doing?
But all the voices in this are the same, so we get to hear this fella right here, yeah?
Yep.
Craig Seckler is the adoring fan.
It's right here, $30.
And
I mean, that's probably
seeing
good.
him
I
wearing
didn't
one of
murder
those,
him, I swear.
I've
I
seen
mean,
worse.
not yet anyway.
Look
but
at that. Like,
should I?
Yeah, in tribute to Craig.
Super cheap. Buy one, get one free.
How do I look?
GameStop is still a horrible
Lovely.
place. I
It's
hate
lovely.
My sword.
Like a rock star.
Should I just keep this on the whole time? Man, you got through that lockpick quick. I remember we did an Oblivion stream.
That's a little different,
a couple
isn't
years
it?
ago, and it was like torture watching my friend try to do the lockpick and just failing every single time. But yeah, the same luck.
Watching someone play a game is fun, like this, when you're battling skeletons. When it takes them an hour to pick a lock, and they're saving and going back again and again and again, it's like, call me.
It's funny at first, and that was a live stream too, so it was funny at first, but then it's just like, okay, all right,
so you
all
have
right,
to
and
buy.
then stream's over, rage quit,
Lockpick, the live stream.
So can you tell us anything about your first interaction with Bethesda Game Studios, like how you started with the team here?
Ain't no way if you have.
My first game was Morrowind, and I went, we were recording at a place called Absolute Pitch in DC. A fellow by the name of Chip Ellinghaus was recording us. But my director was Todd Howard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we sat there and went through all the different characters, the Bretons and different Daedric gods and some orcs and all sorts of things. We were having a good time.
50, 60
I do remember going down to Au Bon Pain and getting taking a break and getting a chocolate croissant and just chatting, walking. And the thing is, Todd's always been very passionate about these games, That's the thing that people don't. I don't think people realize just how deeply enmeshed into the game world he is. I mean, the old top-down turn-based type games, the board games, things of that sort, and to bring the spirit of those into these worlds.
It's very reasonable price, bro.
Morrowind was kind of a real departure for the Elder Scrolls, which had been much less graphically robust.
That was a nice way of putting it.
Yeah. And,
it's retro. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And the voice acting was very
like I said, it's on Game Pass.
Sparse then. It wasn't even that much more in Morrowind, but what was there was really fun and really good to do. And I started playing that game, getting 700 hours in. You know how it goes. You think I'm going to play for half an hour before bed.
Deluxe horse armor, bro.
I
think no BS. I think that was the beginning of the microtransaction downfall.
And you go to sleep and dream in that world.
The reason. I want to say that's true. I might not.
Which was interesting because
but I think Bethesda
I had not had the
for
experience
microtransactions. The reason we have Ninja Turtles and Call of Duty.
I've done some games and things of that sort. I played, I think,
the deluxe horse armor that they charged $5 for way back then.
Dying in 500 different ways.
Oh my gosh.
I was basically the equivalent of a Wilhelm scream. And
be on Xbox One, so
this one I really wanted to play, and I got into it.
I won't be that guy.
And I started dreaming in that world.
That guy.
And when I started
they did say 2025
Oblivion,
was the year that all the
I
AAA
knew where to
studios were
close
going
my
to
eyes
slowly phase
and
out,
see the
or not even
world
phase
around
out. They were done with.
Now maybe in
working
Oblivion I
on
didn't see any silk
two separate
striders
generations
or
of
no
consoles.
boots of
They've been doing
that
it
would
for
help me fly from
the
one
new
end
consoles
to the
came out,
other.
and they've been saying they're going to phase it
Thank
out
God
slowly.
there were no cliff racers.
You mean you don't want to hear the screaming sounds of the cliff racer as you close your eyes and try to sleep?
I got some real Samuel L. Jackson choice quotes in on those cliff racers along the way. Yeah, but I saw that world. And I lived in that world because I lived in the world when I was playing the game. And I discovered something.
Yeah, this is going to
be
great,
more
man.
you play the games,
super dope announcement.
the more
Glad that
immersive your performance
they pulled
can
that
become.
today. You know what I'm
Because you
saying? I
know
love
the
when they do
world
announcements
not-
or game shows and stuff like that.
Like everybody
And then
else
they're
is
like,
going
oh, the
to know.
game's out today. You can
The
play it
games
right now.
become
You know, it's always good.
like almost
But,
virtual reality.
I was just
You're
checking it with
sucked
y'all, you know what I'm
into
saying?
These worlds
Kicking
become
it,
sometimes
looking at the
even more
announcement, see
real
what's
than your
coming
own
out. I'm
world.
very satisfied in what I
was
see.
able to take.
Now, it's really up to how I
I
feel
started working
playing the
with
game.
Mark
You know what I'm
Rampage,
saying? And I
and
do
he was
plan
like,
on
"With the
playing this
Imperial Guards,
later in the week.
Let's go less.
And but
what
yeah,
you were
for
doing
right
with the
now,
buttons, I want you
I'm
just
finna
give me,
end the stream.
you know,
I'll be back
these
later
guys are
today.
full of
I just wanted to,
testosterone.
jump in. It was random. I wasn't even
And
prepared.
we
If you was
found
here
the
at the
voice
beginning
that
of the
we
stream,
wanted
you
for
see me
that.
trying
So
to
the
figure out how to
Imperial
screen
Guards are the
capture my
first ones
desktop.
that I
But
did.
now we have the
But
desktop
then I
screen
started
capture.
doing some of the other
We can do
characters
anything
around.
we want, you know.
I'm really proud that Lucy and LeChance
really,
was one of the first voices that
just
ever
up to
broke
that,
through
so.
the voice class
All right, I'll see y'all later
system
today if
in
y'all
Elder
stop by.
Scrolls. And by the
Appreciate
time
y'all for coming
Shivering
through.
Isles came around, we had